Good morning. How is everyone?
Morning.
Hope everybody's excited it's Wednesday. I'm going to share my screen while we're waiting for everyone to get here, and you're going to do a little bit of a warm up. And you can just get your answer ready in the chat. All right, so we're just doing this warm up. You can get it ready in the chat in just a minute. When we get everybody here, we will do a little more warm up and then start on a little project. So what you'll put in the chat, don't hit enter, is what the mode is, and then why is this the best measure of center for this data? So put both of those things in when you're ready, but don't hit enter. All right, so you're getting your answer to this warm up in the chat. So you're putting in there what the mode is, and then why is it the best measure? And this data should look familiar. It's data that you used last week. Okay, are you ready for it? 3, 2, 1, go. That was good timing. Read through everybody else's answers too. All right. So yeah, I think we all agree it's dogs is the mode because that was the one that occurred the most. And it's qualitative data. Steve V said qualitative data. Lee said qualitative with no specific numeric data. Zach said no values to go off of. There's no numbers, right? Absolutely. So sometimes, remember we talked yesterday, sometimes the mode is the only one you can find, right? So then it's obviously the best because it's the only one you can find. Any questions on that? All right, now let's do a little bit harder of a warm up. Remember the runners we did yesterday? And we were a little confused on how to do the runners with the frequency table. This is another frequency table. It's rolls of a dice. So when you roll a singular die, your choices are just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. And then they told you the frequency. So they rolled a 1 4 times. They rolled a 2 1 time. They rolled a 3 5 times. They rolled a 4 once. They rolled 2 5s, and they rolled 7 6s. So find the mean, the median, and the mode. Find all 3 of them and get them ready in the chat, okay? But don't hit enter yet, okay? And no rounding, just give me the whole answer. All right, are you ready? Or do you need another few seconds? Anyone need more time? Okay, I'll give you about 30 more seconds. All right, so it's okay if you're not done. Just put the ones that you have in the chat. So if you just have the mean, if you just have the mode, if you just have the median, that's totally fine. Okay, and if you feel more comfortable just privately chatting with me, that's totally fine too. Okay, so you should have 3 answers if you were done with all 3, the mean, the median, and the mode. And if you don't want to chat to everyone, but you want to chat to me, that's totally fine. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so we have lots of different answers, so you can see. So make sure it's okay if you got them wrong. I'd rather you get them wrong now, so then when we take a quiz on it, you can get them correct. So some of you got the same answers, some of you did not. So let's talk it through. I'll show you the correct answers. Oh, I don't want to show you how I did it yet. Hold on. 1 second. So, and then we'll talk about how you get them. So, I think some of you who were, a little nervous to send your answers to everyone actually got them correct. So that's awesome. Good job. Okay, so here's the correct answers. The mean should be 3.85. The median should be 3.5, and the mode should be 6. Now, some of you might have just rounded, even though I didn't say round. So like Lee, you probably had the correct answer. You just left off the 5. Lily, you probably just rounded up to the nearest 10th. Okay, so same with V, you probably just rounded your mean. Okay, Danessa, the ones you sent me, you had correct. Ruki, you had them all correct. Annie, you had them all correct. So good job. So let's take a look at someone who had them all correct. First of all, let's do the mode because I think that's the easiest one, right? How did you know the mode was 6?
Look at the frequency. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Ruki.
Yeah, just look at the frequency is 6 is 7 times.
Yeah, you look at the frequency and you're looking for the highest number. And since the highest frequency was 7, then 6 is your mode. Everybody okay with that? Yeah? Okay. The median we'll talk about in just a second. 3.5, you may or may not see where that came from. But let's talk about the mean. Somebody who got the mean correct, even if you had a rounding error, can you explain your math, what you did?
I did an addition. I
Okay.
added all the numbers. And after that, 77 is total. I divided by the total with 20.
Did you say your total was 77?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and Ruki, what were you adding? Tell me what you were adding.
I add the results of dice roll. It's 4, 1, 1, 2, 5, 3.
Is this what you did?
Yeah. And
okay.
1, 4, 5, 2, 2, 5, sorry, is 7, 6.
Very nice. So you multiplied all those and then you divided by 20. And where did you get the 20 again?
Is the total of number is 20 times.
Absolutely. Remember yesterday when we had 40 runners?
Yeah.
Today we have 20 rolls of our dice because we have 4 plus 1 is 5, plus 5 more is 10, plus 1 is 11, plus 2 more is 13, plus 7 is 20. Okay, so that's why we divided by 20. And I think Ruki said it was 77 divided by 20, which turns out to be 3.85. Normally I would tell you where to round to, but since I didn't have any directions, just give me the whole answer. Okay, any questions on that? How to get that mean? Lily, I'm ready.
So when I do that, I actually get 78.
Oh, was it 78? I didn't do it on my calculator. I'll look. Did anyone else get a different number?
I got 77.
Lily, are you doing it on your calculator? I got 77. Did you see where you made a mistake?
Yeah, I actually, I put a plus sign in one of them.
Okay, yeah. All right, good. Any other questions on how to get that mean? Everybody okay? You sure? I know some of you got it incorrect, which I don't care. I just want to make sure you understand how to get now. Okay, good. Okay, yeah, you guys can always just answer me in the chat. You know, it's totally fine. Okay, so how about the median? How did you find the median?
I know the video you sent me showed me how to do the list on my calculator. However, I still had to do it the long way. So I wrote all the numbers out and then I just went crossing them off. And so I got to 3 plus 4 and I divided that by 2 and that gave me 3.5.
Nice. I love that strategy, B. I don't mind doing it by hand at all. I love to do it by hand and then I just check my answers on my calculator because I'm telling you, I'm very prone to making mistakes on my calculator. Like Lily, I would type in the wrong thing, right? So then it doesn't matter. Then I think the calculator's right and it's not. So if you wanted to do it by hand, you're going to do exactly what, you have 2 ways to do it actually. With the way V said, where you have 1, 1, 1, 1, a 2, 3, 3, no, 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 4, 2 5s, and then 7 6s. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I just said 7, so I wrote 7. That was funny. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There you go. All right, and then what V is saying is she just went like this until she found the 2 that were in the middle, which totally works. It's a little tedious, right? But it'll get you the right answer. So I don't have a problem with that. And so you do 3 plus 4 divided by 2, which would be 3.5. There is another strategy that you can use. Think of, okay, I know I have an even number of data points because I have 20 total. I can take half of 20. So half of 20 is 10, right? So my middle is going to be between the 10th data point and the 11th data point. Okay, so I could find that on my freaky table. If I start down at the bottom, I can go, okay, here's 4, 5, then there's 10. So data point 10 is a 3 and data point 11 is a 4. So I could use my table to get if I wanted to, if I can remember that. Okay. The other, which sometimes I can, sometimes maybe I can't. so it's okay. I like to write it out and get it correct. You do have another option. Tashina used her calculator. Tashina, do you have a graphing calculator like this? And you just put it all in your list?
Yes, I use the Wabbit emu, which is it's on your phone.
Nice. And so you just put it all in your list and like we did yesterday.
Yeah, I just kept messing it up this morning.
Yeah, it's annoying. Okay, here's another way to do it. Here's another way. I'm going to give you another calculator that you may have seen already and more, or maybe not. It's a stats calculator. This is what it looks like. You can bookmark that one if you want. I'm going to show you in here so you can see it. Maybe I already have it up. Here it is. And I'll just this so it clears everything. Okay, so this is what it looks like. The only thing that's annoying, which I need to reprogram it, I want it to be able to do two lists, like our graphing calculators can, but it can't. Right now, it can only do one list. So what you would have to, which is I agree, it's very tedious. But if you wanted to, you could do this. I need to look at my data while I do it. So you could do this. 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. So it says a comma delimited list. That's what it means. Your data points are separated by commas. 1, 4, 2, 5, and 7 says 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. Okay, put all those in my list. And I'm going to hit solve. And this will be available to you while you take an online test as well. This calculator will be available to you, okay, if you want. So now let's talk about what this solve thing is. So this first number right here with the X and the bar over it, X bar is 3.85. That's the mean, okay? Notice, Ruki, remember when we got 70? That's what that next number is. When it has that little sum symbol and the X's, it just added X's for us. Okay, all the data points. So that was 77. You don't have to worry about the sum of the squares or next one that says S or the sigma of X. Those all relate to the standard deviation that we're going to talk about tomorrow. Okay. So those are the standard deviation that we'll talk about tomorrow. The next one, n equals, do you see that 20? That tells you there were 20 data in this set. So we could do 77 divided by 20 and we would get that 3.85. That's minimum x, where it says min x, that's the smallest value in the data set. It was a 7. Max x, which is that's value in the data set, which would be a 6. And we'll talk about Q1 and Q3 on Monday, okay? Because that's quartiles, part of the Boxer plot, the number summary. If you're working ahead, you might already see that. MED is the median, okay? So you can see the median was 3.5. Nice. So if you want to take the time to type in these on your calculator, whether you have a graphing calculator or this app, you can still get the answers. Okay. Questions on that? So this is a helpful little calculator if you don't have access to a graphing calculator or one of those apps. This is a nice app. All right. So now let's go back here. It's We Share Wednesday. I feel like we haven't shared today. Anyone want to share something? I will share you a crazy cute thing, maybe. I can pull it up on my phone. Did I tell you that my niece had twins in September of last year? Yeah, my niece, it was her first babies. Happy COVID. And they were born at 32 weeks or 33 weeks, but very healthy. They were in the hospital just maybe a week and a half. And she had twin boys. Their names are Levi and Milo. I want to call them Milo and Otis from that really old Disney movie, but I don't. I'm very careful. So, and she just sent me a picture of them this morning because I'm so sad. I adore babies. I have 4 kids, right? And not being able to hold these babies is about to kill me. I would fly across the country if I could and hold these babies, but hello, COVID. So I will be soon because I'll be vaccinated fully soon and I'll quarantine. I'll do whatever I need to. But take a look at these. Tell me if you can see them. I don't know if you can see their outfits. One of them is ketchup and one of them is mustard. So there you go. Ketchup and mustard. Tashina, love that. I didn't know Milo was so popular. I could never name my kid Milo because I would say Milo and Otis constantly. Yeah, even though there's one of them because I don't know why, but yeah. So, and we have to keep guessing. They're not identical twins, so you can tell them apart. But in this photo, I was having trouble. It was the first time I was having trouble with them. And so I had to text my sister. My sister's visiting them right now. And I was correct. Levi is ketchup and Milo is mustard, which would make sense. Milo should be mustard because his name starts with an M. So there you go. That was my We Share Wednesday. Who else wants to share? We shared nothing but bad news in my 9 o'clock class. So if you have bad news, I'm fine with that too. Nobody? Anything?
I went hiking last week.
Where'd you go?
I went to Blue Wash. It has like a huge waterfall at the end, and we hiked up the creek afterwards.
Where's it at?
It's in
Where's it?
Scottsdale. Scottsdale and Cave Creek.
Okay, Blue Wash.
Yeah, and it's an easy hike too, so it's not like hard to do. And you get to see a waterfall at the end, even if it's not during a rainy season.
Oh, I'm so excited. That's going to go on my list. Thankfully.
It's an amazing hike.
Nice. Anyone else? Brady, I'm messaging you. Do you see those messages?
Sorry, no, I didn't have my chat open.
Okay. All right. So, anyone else want to share anything? All right, you guys are awfully quiet. It's okay. What we're going to do next is you're going to practice in your teams. And so share the document so you don't have to do all the work yourself, and share it like with their Maricopa email addresses. You guys should know how to do that by now. I want to make sure you show all your work, okay? So make sure you show all of your work. And I'm going to put the doc in the chat. So whoever shared it last time, make it a new person this time. So I think last time we did the person with the most siblings. So this time, let's do the person with the least siblings can share the document, and then the opposite person should turn it in. You're just turning in one for your team. So open that doc. I'm going to open it right now so you can see it. It was originally scheduled to be turned in tonight, but my last class begged and begged and begged and said, could we please have until tomorrow? So they have until tomorrow night. They almost finished. So I thought I updated this doc. Why is it not? It should say at the top, I'm going to click on it again. It should say at the top, okay, it does on this one. I don't know why it doesn't on this one. It should be refreshed. My gosh, it's not. Okay, I'll share it with my other screen. When you do this document, it's going to be really important that you follow directions. So if you take a look, it's going to be a lot of practice. Okay, so number one is a group of diners were asked how much they would pay for a meal, and there's their answers. You find the mean, the median, and the mode. You need to show me your work. So you can type, you can write on paper and upload your image. You guys can divide and conquer. There's lots of problems on here. Do you see? There's a total of 6 problems. So you can say, okay, I'm doing number 1, Josh, you're doing number 2, Rook, you're doing number 3, whatever, it doesn't matter, right? Split up your jobs, but everybody needs to check all the math, okay? And it says, show your work. When rounding, round to the nearest dollar if it's necessary. Like, so this is money, this will be dollars. On all other problems, round to the nearest tenth. And then don't forget units on your answers. So for example, number 1's in dollars, number 2 is in children, number 3 is in dollars, number 4 is in kilograms, number 5 is just a score, so you could just say points if you want, and then number 6 is in dollars. So in the dollar problems, you should go to 2 decimal places unless I've specified, okay? Round to the nearest tenth, okay? Any questions? Some of them are in frequency tables or charts where we have to do what we did on the dice roll or the runner problem. Some of them are just words. Make sure you answer your questions, right? So, but divide and conquer. Don't everybody do everything. Just check your work. Okay, I'm going to put you in your groups and then I'll come and visit you. You can call me to come and help anytime. Tashina, what color are you in? You're in with Vanessa. Okay.
In blue with V and
Perfect.
Vanessa.
I just didn't have it down there. There you go. You're good. Welcome back. I think almost every team is back. Hopefully every team made a plan for who's going to sit and how you're going to finish. I only need 1 submission for your team, okay? But make sure everybody agrees with the mathematics, right? All right, welcome back, everyone. Make sure you've decided who's submitting for your team and you verify the mathematics for all of the problems. Make sure you have units and you've rounded correctly This is not due until tomorrow night. If you look at my slide here, I had to scratch out some things. I changed the due dates on Canvas already. So you have this team assignment that we're working on right now is due by tomorrow night. The more practice for this section is due by tomorrow. And then S4 reading quiz, you might have already done it, but if you haven't, you can do that. And the S4 mini lesson is due by tonight. So the two highlighted things are due by tonight. It's especially important because standard deviation is tomorrow, and some really struggle with standard deviation. So make sure you're reading and you do the mini lesson. Don't forget about your tutoring assignment. It's by Friday, right? And so you have to go to the tutoring. So don't let all this pile up. If you're done with your project today, the one you just did in class, you can turn that in early. There's no punishment for turning it in early. And then I'm going to put your exit ticket in the chat for you. And you did great work today. You must have been doing great because I only visited every room, maybe once, a couple, twice. But make sure you always ask me for help if you need anything. Okay. Once you finish your exit ticket, you're free to go. Happy Wednesday. Hey, if you need me, I have office hours tonight. Yeah, 7:30 p.m. 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. If you need to stop by, let me know.
Heard. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Mrs. Klassen, I have a question.
Yes.
For the people who worked on the project but aren't turning it in, do we still submit the assignment on Canvas?
No,
Oh, you muted yourself.
sorry, I have it set up as a group assignment. So when one person turns it in, you'll see it even if you weren't the person who turned it in because you're
Okay.
connected to that team. So if you're concerned to see if the other person turned it in, just check that assignment and you should see that they submitted it.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yep, no worries. Good job on the exit ticket.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Good job, Tashina.
Thank you, ma'am. Struggling a little bit, but I think I'll figure it out.
See you guys later.
Good job, Josh.
All right, bye, you guys.
Bye tomorrow.